Oh, traders. Hello, afternoon. Started work at 3:30 this morning. Saying rotate device. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes around. So I start work at 3:30. So I do apologize if I'm not making a lot of sense at times. I'm going to try my very best. But quick update: Aussie dollar was sold at 71.03, 2% at risk, and not a lot really to say currently. Obviously, it's not deep into the session. It's about 1 o'clock Perth time now. So normally on a Monday by this time, nothing much really has happened, and that's pretty true. So we've seen that it's very tight trading range, and again, that's pretty normal. So in regards to other setups, I like the Kiwi as a potential short as well, and also the New Zealand Swissy. Honestly, I'm leaning towards more so the New Zealand Swissy. The main reason is that I'm not overexposed to if the US dollar, for instance, reverses a little bit. Obviously, right now it's pretty strong, but that can change. It's a dynamic world in Forex, so just because for a few days or whatever, it's been a week or so of US dollar strength, especially late last week, doesn't necessarily have to continue. So you sort of have to be mindful of that. So Euro, US dollar, the pound, I'm not really looking into those quite yet. I took the Aussie dollar because it was a nice setup with my rules that I have in place when I back test it. So I don't really make these videos for you, for anyone to follow the trades in regards to following me exactly, because that's inappropriate. You're an individual and your style's going to be a little different, because I'm more of a swing trader. I trade with the trend. I do some hourly stuff as well, but not so much. That risk is reduced, and it's like 1%, and it's not really intraday stuff though. It can last a few days. I think on average my position lasts for about 5 days. I've had a look at the stats. So yeah, so the only open position currently is the Aussie dollar. The stop is at about 72.35. Now that was set using the 55 simple moving average. So, I just keep it pretty basic. I don't complicate things too much. I find with me, especially if I do start getting a little bit too complicated with things, I get a little bit paralyzed with over-analysis, where I'm like, well, this is this and this is that, and I get confused. I just don't really, I like to keep things pretty clean on the charts as well, and just basic. So yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot I scan the charts. USD yen isn't really doing too much. Nothing's really grabbing my attention, so to speak. It's all pretty just like I wish I could say that there's a lot going on, but there's not really. Euro US dollar, that's weakened a little bit. I noticed down at like 1.154ish or 40ish, sorry. The pound looks very stable. So what I use Mondays for is more of an ideas gathering session. Even the US session, I won't take a trade there normally. I'll just let things do what they want to do on the Monday, and then that will sort of offer me a bit of direction for the rest of the week. So this is what I'm referring to, the 4 hour and above when it comes to letting things go on the Monday. So I mean, I might take an hourly setup, but normally I wouldn't do that. So we're at 80. I'm monitoring the speed. We're at 80. They love putting speed cameras up around in Perth. It's a beautiful place. So yeah, like, I had a question about lower time frames and things like that. What I would really recommend is back testing the strategy though. So on the alley, it's a little bit different. It's a lot easier to trade the higher time frames. Well, I mean, if you are very impatient though, it's a challenge. But For me, I've just sort of found it does suit my lifestyle a little bit better. But the patience is still a thing I work on, especially, once it's like, a 2-to-1 return on the risk. I'm like, well, this is pretty good. I sort of want to take profits. And it's a challenge. More recently, for an example, was the Aussie dollar sell trade. I sold that at 72.60, took profits at 72.20. I mean, we now look where it's gone. It's fallen to 71 cents. So I left like 120 pips on the table, and I sort of closed out. I had to take profit, which I normally do, and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And it was more psychologically end of the month. I wanted to end positive, and it was not really a good trade, even though you're making money. And the reward was more than I risked. It was not a good trade because, as a trend trader, you really want to just let it develop. And, you might not have a great winning percentage. I think my winning percentage is about 58%. But when the winners are there, it can go up to 3 to 4 to 1, reward to risk ratio. So that's important to know. You just sort of have to have a bigger picture mindset. But, yeah, that's why I sort of wanted to make this video, just to touch base with everyone. I'll try and do a chart analysis video later today. I do have a few things on. I'm probably going to have a nap. So I'm getting a haircut because I'm looking pretty homeless with what's going on with this hair. The hair just grows so thick and it gets curly. It's not like wavy. It just gets thick and curly and very hard to manage. So at least I haven't started thinning really, but it's, you go get a haircut and it's like literally a month later, it's like, whoa, what the hell? So, keep it cheap and cheerful with haircuts, guys. Yeah, I was going to talk about potential setups, but there's nothing really quite there yet. So this is more a video about, how to use Monday, because I guess it's instilled in us that, the harder workers, get the reward, so to speak. But in trading, you sort of have to pick when you work hard. So just because you're sort of looking at the charts all day, and obviously Monday you're really keen because you had the weekend off, but really Monday is not a good time to trade. I mean, you've got not much going on in regards to setups, volatility's low. I think that ambulance is turning. It's turning. Let's see. These hilarious Perth drivers are so bad at dealing with like emergency vehicles. Oh, there we go. He's around. He's around. Be courteous to ambulances and emergency vehicles, everyone. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. I thought, I made this, this video really just in case I didn't get a chance to do a chart analysis video, because I've got a few things on today, and I'm back to morning. So I work a rotating roster, which is not ideal. So you get used to one time of day to work, and then it sort of rotates. And I've done this for a while now, so it's not like it's terrible, but it's more, if you just do this and that's all, then it's okay. But if you speed camera, beautiful. See that, people flashing us? That's good. You want that. Just cruise it at 80, baby. Just cruising at 80. But yeah, so the hard work thing with trading, it's against human nature, because you don't just want to be like, oh, I'm going to, do all this and that, and I'm going to do all this analysis. Oh, that's really cheeky how they've done that, isn't it? Like, it's like rear facing behind a bush. It's like, wow, guys. I mean, this is not a built-up area. This is pretty isolated, this road as well. It's 80 k's an hour, so you could easily go 90, and you wouldn't really be harming anyone. So very, really nice road conditions as well. Like, it's sunny, it's pretty good. So, but that's, WA government. They really want to, get their revenue raising going on. Bit of a rant right now. I don't know what, if you're watching this from another country, I don't know how the police force deals with speeding in your country. We have like, molten overs where they'll move the speed cameras to random points in the city. So, and then, you get you pay more the faster you go. Like obviously if you're going like 30 k's an hour over, that's pretty reckless. Or 40. I think it's over 40 k's an hour. I don't know what the fine is these days, but you get the car impounded for a month. You have to pay the impound fees. Probably have to pay the towing fees. And then there's a fine, and then you probably lose your license for 6 months. And there's probably court fees. So all said and done, it's probably be like $5,000 for going over 40. But anyway, the trading related Mondays, don't force trades. Just really, I mean, you can nearly use it as a long weekend. You just, casually look at the charts later in the day, past 4 o'clock, and keep it simple, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. Aussie dollar sell trade, the only position I've got open, and that's about it. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.